Hello and welcome to Pedal to the Metal Gardening, where today we're going to be building a mushroom fairy garden inside in our rolling green cart that has now been a part of 2 fairy garden builds, and this will be the 3rd one. And I also have my sidekick with me today, Rambo. You'll see him kind of come in and out of frame. He's probably going to be playing with his toys or just kind of trying to get my attention. So yeah, let's get started for today and start by moving everything out from the cart and making room for everything that we have. And maybe Rambo can go outside for a little while. To be using this trowel today. I actually got this from the dollar store when I was picking up some of the other mushroom fairy garden things we were going to be adding in here, but this is my usual trowel that actually was originally from the dollar store too, but you can see it's bent back a little bit, but it still works. But I kind of just got this one because it's a lot smaller and kind of creates that perfect hole for the size that we'll be planting today. That these 4 plants I'm just going to leave where they are, at least for the time being, until we open up all of the new stuff that we have and see how much space it's going to take up and see the kind of layout that we want. I'm just going to leave these here for now. Okay, so fair warning that there may be some stuff in here that we're definitely not using, but there's just a lot of decorations that I kind of threw in this bag, so we're going to go through it and see what we're going to be using in this build. But already at the top I see some things that were from the dollar store, and we'll get these things opened up and analyze what we want to include. Hopefully it's everything. So I don't really have the absolute best space and lighting right now to kind of unpackage all of this stuff inside, so I think that we're just going to do it here. I have my bag over here on my chair, and I'll just kind of pull out things, open them up, throw the garbage back in the bag, and place the rest around this area. That's very limited, but this shouldn't be that difficult to kind of place everything around. We just hope that a cat doesn't come over and knock it all off. So we have some miniature sculptures here. We do have some things that I definitely bought thinking of the space outside that I usually do the fairy garden in, so I wasn't really thinking in a sense of like putting it in this cart. So as you can see, there's some kind of windows, and outside I was really going to try and build up a small mountain and kind of put these out in front like they were windows, and it was kind of like a little hobbit house, but we will see how they will fit into this build here in particular. I also have some very small kind of aqua colored pebbles to make possibly some small, maybe 2 to 3 ponds that are fake, obviously. This is a random thing that's in the bag that I don't know if we're gonna use this. This would be something that I would like just kind of wrap around the edge here, just add more color to the space, but not necessarily an element inside the fairy garden itself. So maybe just a decorative accent to the actual cart after we are finished with the inside of it. And we do have a lot of these, which are just kind of flat doors that you would think you would also kind of lay up against, almost like a mountain that you would create, or really just maybe putting it towards the back here. But yeah, we'll see. And of course we do have our classic 3D fairy garden houses. This one is from the dollar store. I feel like you can kind of tell because they always are a little bit off with their painting, but I feel like if it really bothers you, you could just touch it up yourself. It's really not that big of a deal. And then we have our gnomes, of course, but these are the ones that we are going to be using for this one. Pretty cute. Now this is something really random that I don't think is gonna work with this because it's so big. But this is like a really big ceramic mushroom sculpture that I got from like, I think Home Goods not that long ago. But I was kind of thinking if I didn't have enough stuff that this would be cool to kind of put on the corner edge. But I'm not sure if we're gonna have room for something like this, but I wouldn't be against putting it in here, just as long as it doesn't take away from the rest of it. We do have a couple more of just these regular kind of medium-sized houses from the dollar store as well. And then this is actually a watering stake that I also got from the dollar store, but we don't have to use it as a watering stake. We could just use it for decoration right now. And that's what we're gonna be doing here. Of course the sticker is gonna come off like this. They're like, you gave me your money, good luck. I could not pass up on these. These were from Michael's this year. I've never seen like this much of a detailed small scale house from them, so I definitely did not want to pass up on these. Very cute to sprinkle in here and there, and I just like how much detail they have in them. We have a lot more of these flat doors here. I did actually recently just watch Lord of the Rings. I actually watched all 3 movies, but I think that is kind of the inspiration for this. I actually did not want to watch that movie for the longest time, but kind of was recently open to watching it, got sucked in on the first one, and was like, well, might as well finish the last 2. But I was very obsessed with the Hobbit's village and how all of that looked, and I feel like this is another direct inspiration from that. Not that I was like truly thinking about that movie while I was buying this stuff, but I feel like I could see all the connections after the fact. Oh my god, that one almost went flying. This is one that's actually pretty detailed and I was pretty impressed with from the dollar store. It's usually more than $1.25 now, usually $5, but I don't think I paid $5 for this, probably like $3 or something like that, but I thought that was super cute. But the last thing I have is just this little kind of bird bath here. I think it's kind of cool to kind of treat it as like a pedestal and put stuff on top of it. But that is everything that I had in my bag. We can put everything together, plant all of our plants, spread those out first and kind of figure out the bigger scaled things, and then we will sprinkle in all of the small details as usual.
Now that we've arranged everything and have a better idea of how we want to lay out this fairy garden, it's time to plant our first little miniature plant, the Lucky Oxalis. This tiny oxalis has the cutest clover-shaped leaves with deep burgundy tones and delicate little flowers that pop against the dark foliage. It grows in small, upright clusters, adding a little height and movement without overwhelming the space. I'm going to tuck it in right in the back left next to the large ceramic yellow sculpture to give our fairy something a little lucky to land on. Next up, we have an Austral gem fern. This variety is known for its thick, grassy fronds and more structured growth compared to any traditional airy ferns. It grows in a tidy, upright form and stays relatively low at the stage, making it great for adding texture without blocking anything behind it. It thrives in bright, indirect light with consistent moisture, which makes it a strong choice for a fairy garden setup just like this. I'm placing it towards the front so you could really see the rich green texture, a subtle layer that makes the whole scene feel more established. Next, we have our first vine, the Enjoy Pothos. With its variegated green and white leaves, it adds strong visual contrast against the deeper tones in the garden. Pothos are known for a trailing habit, which makes them perfect for softening edges and adding movement to a layout like this one. I'm placing it towards the front left of the cart so it can eventually drape over the edge and spill down naturally, almost like this garden is slowly growing beyond its borders. Now that we've added a few plants, I'm just taking a minute to shuffle things around, adding another mushroom sculpture and figuring out where the rest of the plant should go before moving on. This part doesn't take long, but it's always an important step. It's really about balance, adjusting heights, spacing, and focal points until everything feels right visually. Sometimes it's just small shifts that make the whole scene come together. After we're done shifting everything around, it's time to continue planting these miniature plants into the soil. Next up, we have the monkey plant. This trailing plant is known for its tiny rounded leaves and fast-growing habit. It stays low to the soil and spreads outwards, making it perfect for filling in gaps and creating that soft, layered ground cover effect. It also roots easily as it grows, which helps it thicken over time. I'm planting it under and around the taller plants to exaggerate the height difference and create a more dramatic sense of scale, making everything feel a little bit more immersive. Next up is Golden Baby Tears. This plant brings in a bright pop of almost neon green, instantly lifting the color palette. Its tiny, densely packed leaves create a soft, cushiony texture that almost mimics moss, which makes it perfect for filling in small spaces and softening hard edges. I'm using it to brighten up the darker tones nearby and add that fresh woodland layer that makes everything feel a little bit more alive. I also think that its scale and height matches perfectly next to these gnomes. Next is a pink polka dot plant. This one's all about pattern and contrast. Its small oval leaves are dotted with bright pink spots on deep green, adding a playful textured layer to the garden. It stays low and spreads gently, making it perfect for weaving between other plants without taking over. I'm placing it here to create a pop of color that catches the eye and gives the fairy garden brightly colored foliage. Our last but not least addition to this fairy garden is a Eva ivy. This trailing vine has variegated green and white leaves, perfect for softening edges and adding gentle movement. It grows slowly at first, giving you time to position it before it starts to spill naturally. I'm placing it here so it could eventually trail back towards the yellow mushroom sculpture and wrap around its base. Now that we've completed adding our 7 plants in addition to the 4 that we originally had in here, it's safe to say that we won't be adding any more. I think that everything included currently is balanced out pretty well, so now it's time to add in more of the smaller detail pieces and use them to fill in any gaps. With all the sculptures and plants now included in the garden, I want to point out that we didn't add any stone yet, but I do want to add that tomorrow. Reason being is that we are losing daylight here and my lighting in this corner isn't really the best at night.
Hello. Cat. Oh my god. Okay, so it's been a couple days since we've planted all of these miniature plants in the mushroom garden. We didn't add any stone yet, and I actually kind of forgot about adding miniature ponds. So if I do want to add them, I'm probably going to have to move some things around. But honestly, I'm kind of liking how it looks without it. I might try and add just one. But for the most part today, we're just going to be adding a stone path kind of throughout the whole thing. But that would be the finishing touch. So let's get started on that.
Once our stone path is fully laid out, I think it's safe to call this fairy garden complete. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's bringing a lot of summer warmth indoors while it's still too cold outside to garden. This is officially the third indoor fairy garden I built, and I'm excited to keep that tradition going. Eventually, I can't wait to make my larger outdoor garden where there's more space and scale to play with design. But that's all I have for you today, so please enjoy the final product. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to see more projects like this one.